Welcome everybody to the Trades of the Week, where myself, Marcus de Maria, and my head trader, Dennis Sahlström, take you through which stocks, which cryptos we have gotten into, which ones we're looking at, so you can use us as a springboard to do your own research. Now, before we get started, I do want to let you know we have some very, very exciting news. We have got a free crypto training for you. Okay, so all you need to do is click the link above, go ahead and do that now, and register yourselves for this absolutely free training on how you can profit from cryptocurrencies in just 20 minutes a day. Basically what we are doing here, and you know we get good results. So go ahead and click here. So why don't we get started with the Buffalo strategy?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
So let's do a recap from last week. We got out of some opportunities last week, which was good. And this week, some of them looking good. We have some wins, some losses. But we start with Alarm.
So that's a one-on-one, so we're 1% also in profit.
Yeah, so now I'm going to put the stop loss a little bit here above break-even, so we lock in some profits.
Risky, Dennis, risky.
No. A little bit above break-even, so we lock in a little bit of profit, so we cover the costs as well.
All right,
so
very good.
Do your research there.
Okay.
And then EQ, we do love this one. We were very close to be stopped out.
Why do you love this one?
Well, because of the name. It sounds cool.
Okay.
EQ, it could be...
Okay.
Could be Italian. Okay,
so we almost got stopped out,
yeah.
but we didn't. And now we are back on its trajectory.
Yes, we're back in business.
All right, very good.
More than we can say with Avia. We got stopped out, 1%, 1% plus on this one, so that was good.
Yeah, because we'd already lowered our stop loss there to make sure that as it was coming down, oh, look at that, we were, that's a shame, isn't it?
It is a shame.
That is a shame. That was a 2.5%. Anyway, you need to do this. You need to let your profits run because we're hoping that it's going to go a lot more. So that's a 1% gain on AVYA.
Yeah.
All right.
And BTRS, we're good in profit on this one.
What are you going to do, Dennis? What are you going to do?
I'm going to put the stop loss over this small trough here. So what happens is that it went down, up a little bit, and then down further. And now I'm banking on that it's going to be a resistance. Let's see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you here. But you see here, this red candle. You're welcome. This red candle here. I hope that's going to be the highest. I'm putting the stop loss a little bit above that to leave a little bit of room. And then hopefully it breaks below, even lower. And in the pre-market looks good that it's breaking down a little bit further as well.
Yeah, that looks very bearish. So we've locked in about 0.75% there.
Yeah.
And absolutely. let's see what happens. Okay.
Let's see what happens. VMC.
That's looking good.
We're in profit on this one, so that looks nice as well.
Yeah.
SFT, we had a 1% loss on that one.
Boo.
So that's a boo. Yep, that's a boo.
No emotions.
No emotions. And then Calo, we're a good profit. We were in good profit, and now we're a little bit in a loss. So this looks not good. Yep. So we'll see what happens there. Okay. So I guess if you like this and you do your research, you can get in at a better price than we have.
Much better. Wow. Yeah. Much better price.
So what I do like about this now is that we do have a horizontal support around this level as well. So if we get a small green candle there, that could be very, very interesting.
Nice.
We have one more here, and we also had a loss on that one. SXLNX also went up and took us out yesterday. So that's 2 losses and 1 win this week, or 1%. So we have a 1% loss this week.
Remember that when we do take our losses, it is just 1% of our entire portfolio. But when we're winning, we're looking for a minimum of 3%, if at all possible. We're letting that thing run. Sometimes more, by the way. Sometimes it could go up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8%, which is great because that means you can have more losses. Before we come on to next week, what it is that we're looking at for this coming week, just want you to know that the job data is going to be coming up this Friday. That generally is an indication of what's going on in the market. And it looks like at the moment they're just not hitting the numbers that they said that they were going to hit of around 1 million new jobs. They're looking at around 700,000, which is much more than last month for sure. But wage data actually isn't looking good at all because of inflation. It's looking at things are costing more. Wages, obviously goods and services getting more and more expensive. Rising wages are definitely one to watch out for. So...
Yeah, that could be a little bit bearish for companies because if they have higher costs, that's lower profit margins and they'll make less and the stocks go down. So we'll see how it plays out. But interestingly, I think two things are really interesting this week. Number one is that the sentiment in the market is kind of neutral. It's neither bearish nor bullish, which is interesting since the Nasdaq is kind of now every day for a week, it made new all-time highs. So it should be very bullish, I feel, but it's not. So I think we have some more room to grow, to be honest.
What's important here is that we always have hedging positions on. In other words, we always go long and we go short. Let's have a look at the ones you've got for us this week, Dennis.
Absolutely. So we're adding one long to start with.
Yeah.
This is STC, Stewart Information Services Corporation. Looks very good, a very good range. It looks to be consolidating, so a break above that consolidation would be amazing. And then I think we're off to the races, so let's hope. So that's number one.
The hope strategy. I like the way you put that out of your pocket.
But it's so true that we don't know if it's going to go up or down, right? So, but that's why we have the stop loss and only risking 1%.
We wait and see.
PCTY, I really like this one, an amazing range. We got a nice doji yesterday, and you have.
And it's red, Dennis. Just letting you know.
Is it?
It is.
Could be. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a color, which is good. And we have an amazing risk to reward ratio, like Marcus said. Now, for every dollar we risk, we can make over $7.
If this one plays out, just imagine that. If we take this all the way down to the bottom and get 7% on our entire portfolio, we can have 6 other losses, and we would still be 1% in profit.
Then we can go on holiday.
Absolutely. we are very, very soon. When I say we, I don't think you're coming, but.
No, but I mean, if we make these profits, 7% is good. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, last one. APPS, Digital Turbine.
Yes.
Very good company, which we are shorting. I don't know if it's good, actually. And that's true, right? You don't need to. We're looking at the patterns, and this is more technical analysis that is important here. Also a good range, downward trending. I would like to see a reversal candle. Maybe not with these wicks here. But something like these two, the red one that shows you that the market will be turning, that sellers are pushing the price a lot lower. Those would be nice to get. So those are the 3 opportunities for the Buffalo this week.
Very nice. Please do let us know below in the comments how you've been getting on. Have you been getting into some of these? Have you not? Do you like these? Do you not? Please do comment below. Okay, so let's have a look at what's happening in the crypto market.
Woo!
Well, I mean, it's just kind of like, it was really going down. But yesterday was very, very bullish, though. So let's see what's happened.
I think a good question now is Bitcoin breaking out?
Ooh,
Could
breaking
be.
out?
Yeah, from this little consolidation down here. We have a resistance there.
That's going to take quite a few days.
Ascending a few days? Oh, you mean all the way up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you mean breaking out of this little thing
here?
here?
Yeah, a little thing here. So
holy moly.
We'll see if it does. But it is consolidating, and we will see we will get the direction for Bitcoin when we break out from either this point here or below this point here, all right? So now it's just trading up and down in that range, basically. So it's quite boring for crypto. Do you think it's boring?
It's fairly boring. Yeah, there's not much to do at the moment, really. I mean, now and again, especially if you haven't been in, it is definitely at a discount to its most recent high, no doubt about that. But what exactly is going to happen, we don't know. Notice that Dennis says it could either go up and go down, which is infuriating for people because they go, well, what do you mean? You know?
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't know if it's going up? I'm here trusting you, and you don't know.
Well, I do know. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. I do know, right?
Okay.
But that's the thing. When you're trading, you need to be able, in the short term, to take advantage of upward or downward movement. Now, we might be bullish in the long term, but one way to hedge yourself is in the short term. You would never do that, would you? Be bullish on something, but be bearish on something in the short term and sell short?
Perhaps.
You,
I'm absolutely doing that as well. But another hedge, which is a little bit easier potentially, is to be diversified. Because if you were owning stocks now, they would be doing really well, especially the tech stocks, right? So we have been taking, you will see today, we're going to take more profit. Last week we took 70%. This week we take another, let's say 60% or something like that. And then we can reinvest those in cryptos if we want. So that's another way to be hedged.
Yeah.
So what do you think there's any bullish news for cryptos out there?
Should we go through the charts first? There is quite a lot of bullish news. There's also some bearish news, but there is a lot of bullish news, yeah.
Well, I guess it's going up a bit since last week, which is nice. It was hovering a bit, but
is there any action on
there's no actions
no
to
action.
take on these, basically, all the way down here. They
Since
all look
last
very
week.
similar, right? Because they
Yeah.
all have gone down and up a little bit. But we just make sure you do look over your portfolio and do invest as it goes lower. We do like all of these.
Wasn't there a problem with Polygon? Wasn't there one of its stable coins went to zero or something? Wasn't there something like that?
Well, there was a small problem with Polygon. Yeah. But
Just launched. It wasn't a lot of money, but for the people that put it in, that's a big problem.
It is a big
So
problem.
I hope they sort that out, and even hopefully, I don't know, suck it up and pay the people back.
That's what they should
If it's
do.
their fault, that's absolutely what they should do. You know?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, if that's the case, let's go on to what's happening in the crypto market then, before we come on to some new ones.
Yeah.
So
we can do that.
Solana's really been going up a lot. Okay, so now let's start with some bearish news. The Financial Conduct Authority here in the UK, the FCA, has actually blacklisted Binance. Binance, of course, the largest exchange in the world. And why did it do it? Over its failure to meet anti-money laundering standards. That doesn't sound good.
No, and they're unregulated. We must not forget that the crypto market is unregulated, and there are talks also about that they're not so positive for Binance just because Binance is trying to tokenize shares. So you should buy, parts of Tesla, but this and that, and you can do it 24/7, which is a real threat to the stock market as we see it today.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of companies that are going to lose money if that happens. So I think that could be part of the equation, but cryptos definitely need to be a little bit more regulated, I think, especially the exchanges.
By the way, tokenizing shares, there's all different examples of that, but one of them might be Google. Let's say, I don't even know the price of Google, but let's say Google is about $2,000, $3,000 or whatever it is, and people say, well, I don't have that much money, I've only got 2,000. They can't even buy one share, right? Or Berkshire Hathaway, hundreds of thousands.
Amazon, $3,000.
Yeah, so what are you going to do? Once it gets tokenized, you can actually cut it up into small pieces, and you can buy maybe $10 of a share. Okay, but by the way, just to let you know, they haven't closed down Binance, so people in the UK can still use it.
Yeah, there's nothing to do yet, and they did that with Bybit is one example. That's a crypto trading exchange that was widely used, and they said, look, you can't go short, you can't trade futures in UK. And what they did then, Bybit sent you a message if you're a resident in UK and said, look, you need to close your account, you need to move your money, you have a month to do so. So you will get a message probably, and they will announce if there's any action you need to do or take.
Now there is some very, I think it's very, very bullish news here in the market for Ethereum.
Yeah.
Okay, Ethereum. So check this out. Because remember I always say about me loving Binance or BNB, the Binance coin, because every time it's used, they burn a tiny little bit of that token. They've got a real thing about burning tokens, so there's less and less of it. Introducing scarcity, which of course generally means if supply is cut, but the demand is stable, it generally means that prices go up. Well, Ethereum finally is introducing such a thing, a gas fee burning on every transaction as part of its London hard fork next month, which is another bullish news. So it's upgrading to be more scalable. That is really, really good news. Also bullish news for Solana as well. Obviously, we've always liked Solana. Let's have a quick look at Solana. Very fast blockchain, very, very fast, building an amazing ecosystem there as well. Because it's been reported that it will host tokenized stocks for a range of companies. That's what we were talking about just now. Facebook, Apple, Google, Netflix, Nvidia, PayPal, Square, and Tesla being some of those examples. So you can see what is happening in the market. There's so much going on. It's just every week there's some news about.
It could also be, and one thing to consider there is to invest in those companies as well, but with the VCA that actually gets tokenized, because that probably will attract more investors to invest in those as well. But I agree with you. I think this is very interesting that we're getting this so many bullish news, and the bigger holders, the institutions, they're buying at these prices. They're not selling. And it looks very interesting. I know it's not big, but Morgan Stanley has, they're owning quite a bit. Everything is relative, but they are taking a plunge in there as well. And I guess they're not the only one.
Another reason that I just thought of why it's really good that they're doing this tokenization. You know how companies, once it grows, let's say it's $50, then $100, then $200, and then they do a share split. And then suddenly it goes from $100, let's say you're holding one, it does a share split to $50, now you're holding two at 50. And everybody out there thinks, oh, it's cheap again, and they pile in. But it's not cheap because it's still the same market capitalization, because instead of getting one share at 100 or 200 or whatever it is, they then give you double the amount of shares at half the price. So the market cap is actually the same. So it's very misleading. So I think this might stop this kind of shenanigans going on.
Yeah.
Can you spell that, shenanigans?
No. I'm not even going to try.
No. All right. In India, some more households, right, own more than 25,000 tons of gold. Now, my sources reliably tell me that is not per household. The 25,000 tons of gold is throughout all the households in India. That's quite a bit of gold.
That is a lot. Yeah.
And the cryptos grew from $200 million, okay, in the past year to nearly $40 billion. So Indians are getting, we always hear about China, they're banning it since 2017. India, they kind of flip-flop from one to the other. They're getting on with it. While the government does this, yes, no, Indians are just getting on with it. Morgan Stanley Equity Fund owns around $1 million US. This is rubbish. Why is this good?
No, but I just think it's good because...
$1 million of Bitcoin. If they said $1 million Bitcoin, that would be news.
That would be news. Yeah, but I think what's interesting about it is not that they only have $1 million. It's just that they're doing it, and they're not the only ones, right? So we were talking about that. Everybody's going to allocate maybe 1-2%, maybe 5% of their money in cryptos, and this is happening.
Yeah. Because there was I think it was last year, a global survey of fund managers, and something like 36% said they're actually in the process of doing it, but they said that they would 92%, that they would commit at least, and that's the word, at least 0.5%. Now, when you think about that, there's 200 trillion, in funds, just in I think this is globally, or is it in the US?
No, I think it's globally.
Could be. But then that going into, think about that, 0.5% at least going into that, and that was just in the next 12 months. Then it could be even more, right? It could be 1%, 2%, 3%, maybe up to 5%. It's huge. So are there any new ones that we should be looking at?
Yeah, the only new one we're adding this week is Tron, basically.
Wow, we haven't looked at TRX in a long time.
No, it's down 61% from the high. And the reason we're looking at TRX is actually because it's one of the fastest blockchains.
It is so fast, it's just incredible. And cheap.
And very cheap, yeah. It's very cheap to use, it's very fast. It's just a better version, it's a faster version than a lot of the alternatives, such as Ethereum.
Yeah.
But it has not got as much recognition, and it's kind of, I guess it's the blockchain a little bit with gaming, but also with BitTorrent. I think it bought BitTorrent, which is not completely legal, I guess, everywhere to download files and file sharing. So
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly, I don't even know how to spell that word either. But I think the message is that they are not as recognized in that sense. But I think it could be a good investment. And Justin, who is the CEO and founder, he is really good at marketing as well.
Yeah, but let me tell you, but that is why it's not doing that well, because he overhyped stuff a lot, or has in the past. And you're right, he has been a little bit quiet. He has toned it down. Anyway, so TRX, I mean, it's it is used a lot.
Yeah, it's been around for ages as well. Yeah. Zoom out a bit.
Yeah, wow, that looks like one hell of a fall there.
Yeah, so it actually has. Wow, we've gone down. So this is very common that when they go down, they do go down to the previous resistance that now is turned into support potentially. So that's really good.
All right, very good. So that is the crypto update. Let us know below whether you agree with this. Also, don't forget, all you need to do is register above for your free training that we are giving very, very soon. So make sure that you do register for that. How to gain profits in cryptocurrencies in just 20 minutes a day. All right, let's go to our long-term investment strategy now, which is, of course, the VCA. Value cost averaging.
So a long time ago, back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth in February, we invested in lithium in the batteries, and those are now up 20%.
I know it's a long time, but 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 months to make 20%. I mean, it's not on your entire portfolio. It is on what you have invested, but still, it's not bad.
No, and don't forget, this is outside everything else you're doing. It's not like I'm looking at this 24/7, right? I forgot about this, and then, whoa, look at this.
That's what I love about the markets. It's the most leveraged activity that you can do. You click a button, and then hundreds of thousands of employees for that company around the world have to come up with new ideas. They basically have to, do a new product, then they have to bring it to market. They have to do sales, marketing, etc. Then they have to deliver it just for you because you're a shareholder. Cool. That's very cool.
The question is, though, are we milking the cow?
Are we milking the cow? I don't know. Are you taking a part of it, or are you going to...
Just for the sake of it, yes.
Go on then. We're going to milk the cow.
Moo!
I don't know why your cow sounds so high-pitched.
I don't know either, actually. It's just taking vacation. Here we go. So there's also PayPal, another one, 20%.
Yes.
Yeah?
You want to milk that cow too?
Let's do it. Moo!
I have to tell you that PayPal, I mean, next time it comes down, amazing. Square, next time it comes down. These are all companies, of course, that are absolutely making a fortune because they are getting involved with blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies, right? So that's another way to play it. That's another way to play cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, speaking about Square, 20% profit on Square as well, a little bit more even.
Let me give this one a go if you don't mind.
Good, sounds like a donkey.
It must have been a Swedish donkey. I don't know.
Could be. Okay, so that's 60%, which is really good.
I can do better.
Yeah, that was good. It was a long time ago we did it, though.
That's right.
That's good.
I need practice.
Because you never say we can do it. Okay, fine. So then we have Coinbase as well. We love this one.
Wow, look at that. How much? Can you just hover on there? What percentage did they go?
10%.
It's about time it went up. Oh my goodness. I'm in there 3 times and we're not even at break even yet.
No, but what I do like about this is that we actually got quite good volume down here. Doesn't seem like much compared to, but it is breaking higher, and as soon as we break out of this, I think the trend will change.
Don't you worry, don't you worry. By the way, if you're late to the party, we're still in negative territory, so do your own research if that's something you want to take advantage of. This is obviously, if you've been on this channel, you know, it is the largest exchange in America for cryptos, which went live and did its IPO, its initial public offering a few weeks back.
Exactly. And then we have DLTR, still around break even, doing nothing. Spotify, up 11%. So we went into this a week or so ago.
Almost ready to milk that cow. Do you want to do a half a moo? No, we're not, because we're not actually doing...
Okay.
No, that is Chewbacca.
Okay. And then the REGN, we're up 14.5%.
Wow, look at that. It actually gapped up overnight and then went a little bit up. So that would have been green and then went all the way down here. Holy
that
moly.
is not good.
So what are you going to do now?
Yeah, that is a great question, actually. I'm going to be happy with 10%, to be honest. So I would put my stop loss underneath here. Just lock in maybe 8% or something. You want to do the higher?
Well, I would say so at this stage, no?
Are you... look, this is the trough.
Yeah. But if it comes all the way back down here, you're going to make about 8.5% after all that time?
After all that time. I know, it's been a long time. Well, yeah. Okay, so I might consider then. That's why it's so important to...
What a great problem to have. Where do we get out?
Yeah.
Where do we go?
And this is why it's so important to have a community as well, right? To
what do you think? What do you think? Let us below. Should Dennis come out right now, just below there? Maybe even, just below, so if it does go back up, then fine. Maybe it'll just reverse, Or should he go below this trough? I mean, you really should go below the trough, really.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Are you emotional?
No.
No, okay.
Maybe a little bit.
All right, a little bit. And then we have AstraZeneca as well. We're up 20% on that one as well, actually.
Wow, nice one. Let's milk that cow.
Moo! Good? No. Okay. Okay, fine. So then we actually have more profits. That's good. Okay. And then we have HZO Marine Max. We're up a little bit in profit, but nothing worth highlighting. We went into pass last week. Still a good buying opportunity here. Down 22% on a solid support. This is the silver play.
I do like this one. I do like this one because it's got that, support level here, and we're getting in on a VCA as well. I do like it. I do.
Yeah, I'm happy you like it.
Yeah, thank you.
And then we have a new one as well.
Ooh, a new one. What is it?
It's Etsy. So Etsy is, many of you might have used it there. It's kind of like eBay, and it's up a lot today, yesterday, which stinks, but it is still down 20%. And I think it is a solid code. It would be better down here. Wow. It would really be better.
But that is a huge difference, no?
It is a huge difference, absolutely. So it was down all the way down to 36%. But yeah, or 38%.
I mean, really, we should have got in at -20 and then gotten in again at -30, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it might be a little bit too late for this one.
Yeah.
But it is -20% and it's breaking higher, so it could be good to enter on the momentum as well. But do your research.
Well, certainly it grew its earnings per share from 64 cents to $3.90 in 1 year. Holy moly. So this is an American e-commerce company. focusing on handmade or vintage goods.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, actually.
Yeah, and their margins have also grown from 17 to 27%. So there's a 10% grown on the margins as well, which is amazing.
Wow. Yeah.
So they've done really well, and I think they will continue to do well also.
Okay, so that's that one. So let us know what you think. I'm undecided on this one. Let us know what you think in the comment below. All right. What about, would you like to know how we are doing? How are we doing? I would like to know.
So here we have the results.
All right.
So we have the Buffalo. We remember we made 1% profit, 2% loss. So we have 1% minus this week. We're some in profits, some are hovering around break even. So
that's still looking extremely good.
40% is good. That's over 3% a month. And we're not even done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's really, really good. So I hope you guys are happy with the results as well. So make sure you comment below if you have the similar results, which you maybe should have. Yeah. If you're following this.
Is it really that high? What was it last? Was it 38 last time?
30, no, it was 40 last time.
Oh, sorry. It was 40 last time. It was 40 last time? Wow, yeah. That's quite good.
That is really good.
All right, very good. On the VCA, we can add another 80%, right? So that's 510 on the money invested, whereas with the Buffalo, it's on our total portfolio. Cryptocurrencies, not much happening there. We are waiting for the market to recover a little bit. So we will see what happens there. I am also busy. I mean, last week I bought bought into again another 5 coins just to lower my price on the really, really good ones. Yeah. One of them was Solano, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. One of those was Cardano for me. It was also a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I get into Cardano? Not sure. Okay. So what you need to do now, please, is comment below. Let us know. Are you getting these kind of returns? Do you want these kind of returns? Let us know if you do as well. And if you do, all you need to do, there's a link up above there, and we will, of course, send you that information on how you can get hold of it. In the meantime, I hope that you did enjoy the trades of the week. So if you did, please hit the like button. And you said...
Oh, yeah, when you hit the subscribe button, there will also be kind of an alarm bell next to it, so you will really get the notifications as well. So make sure you press that. Don't forget to
subscribe. But then there is an alarm button there as well, because you don't really want to miss out on this information. I mean, this is real money-making information. All you need to do, of course, is to learn the strategies. Then you know what we're talking about.
That would be good.
That would be helpful. I mean, most of our graduates, they love this channel because they're the only ones that know what the hell we're talking about. They're like, this is like gold does. I said, we know. Yeah. All right, brilliant, fantastic. And don't forget to comment below. And we will see you next week in Trades of the Week.